My mom's a Christian too, just like I am. But I'm not. She's 62. I ain't trying to be around, a bunch of mothers in the church, deaconess, and I'm 26. I mean, yes, that's good for you, mom, but I need somebody more my age range. So, like this right here, being around everyone that's my age, I'm comfortable being because I can relate to what everybody's going through. They done been through it, so y'all already know. Y'all trying to tell me how to live my life, but you can't tell me how to live my life because you don't walk in my shoes on a daily basis. You just see what you see on the outside, but you're not in my household. So it's like that. I'm just saying, I mean, it's hard when you go to church and you in the church. And, well, you need to do this, you need to do that. It's like you can't say it because you don't know what I'm up against. Living in the projects is not easy. So you're not in my household and in my building, the things that I go through, the people that I'm around. So you can't tell me how to live every day. It's just not possible. I have to tell my mom that. You can't tell me how to raise my son. You raise your 4 kids. The best thing you could do is the way you raised me is hopefully the way I'm raising my son. But it's like a lesson that I have to learn. And for you, like you said, you went through that. I had an incident like that in my family back here. I want to say like March. My cousin had the same incident like that. She was outside of her home. Well, take it back. My other cousin was on Twitter having words with another girl on Twitter, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So the girl went back and forth with her and was like, well, I'll come over there and do this to you. She said, well, I'm at such and such Arch Street. Meet me over here. So they, of course, the girl, got in her car. She came on, got her homegirl, put all her, just like you, put all her kids in the back seat. About 6 kids in the car. Threw them all in the back seat. They all went over to Arch Street. They all pull up. Cousin and my cousin, and then my aunt and her 2 daughters, they all go outside. The girl pull up, just like you did. Everybody ran outside looking for a fight. Ran outside. My cousin got hit by a car. She hit the gas, got hit by a car, ran to the stop sign. She tore a ligament in her knee, and her knee is all messed up. Like she can't walk, wear high heels anymore. She can't do any of that. All because something on Twitter. So I know what you're going through because my family is friends. And when I was sitting in the house with her grandmother, the one who got hit by the car, I was in the house with her grandmother. And all we heard was just out, boom. It's like, what's that? We go outside, and she's on the hood of the car with both her hands under the tire like this on the hood of this girl's car with 5 kids in the backseat screaming. Hit the stop sign, off the stop sign down. We all looking like, oh my goodness. Once my cousin finally rolled off the hood of the car, the girl drove off and went home. Dropped the one girl off. She dropped her friend off and her 2 kids, and then drove all the way back to Austintown. Like there's nothing happened. So they called the police. Austintown police found her, the car, and the kids. They took all of her kids. They're in children's services, and she went to jail. So now she's facing the same thing you facing. But I feel bad for the girl that was in the passenger seat because the girl in the passenger seat is doing time too, just like you are, because she didn't know she was going over there for that. So now she lost her kids and her, and her life. She's doing, you got off easy because they both doing 6 months. Because she hit her with a car. So it's like, I know how you feel. Like you feel like your life is being taken away from you because now you can't go on vacations, you can't leave the state, you can't leave the city because you're on probation for 18 months. Your kids are not going to be able to experience vacation, family vacations because you can't leave the state because all of the mistake that somebody else made. And I'm square. I'm a straight square. I went to Catholic schools, I'm a square. But I always told my friends when I went to Rand, I am. When I left, it ain't nothing wrong with it. When I left Catholic schools and grade school, when I left there and I went to Rand, because I made a choice to go to Rand. I had a lot of friends that was in there. She said her cousins, they was all my homegirls. But when they got to fighting, I was like, oh no, that ain't my lifestyle. That's not what I'm used to. I'm not going to ruin my life and my future because y'all want to be out there fighting and I was in honors classes. I knew I had something going for myself. And I refused to be a statistic and be part of the state or be a part of the government like that for the rest of my life. So I made those choices. They ain't like it. They see me to this day and was like, man, like, you really look good. Like, you doing good for yourself. When I tell them I have a kid, they're shocked that I have a kid. They're like, you weren't even the type of person to even, what it even look like to have a kid. When I said, I have a kid, I'm grown. I had my kid when I was 22. I wasn't 16, 17, but they see me now and was like, man, like, I really should have took your advice in high school. I really should have did what you said do and just set myself aside. So I'm going to keep you up in prayer, and I'm going to pray for your kids, but don't let this get you down. I mean, at the end of the day, you'll be all better, It'll be all over. Maybe this is just a point in your life where it's telling you that this is just something that God is telling you, like, you all got to have a lesson. And just because your friend is fighting, that don't mean you got to fight. You wouldn't have been wrong if you would have sat in that car. You wouldn't have been wrong at all. Because I would have sat there. I probably would have gotten in the car and probably drove off and left right at the corner. Because that's just my thing. And you got to think about it. That's kids. Like, you don't want your kids to be prone to that. I probably would have took the car and drove to the corner so they wouldn't have saw that. And I probably would have called the police myself. Because that's just the type of person I am.